Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're having a magical day, and thank you so much for taking the time to support the channel. We have a new Dominaria deck within standard best of one, Gruul Aggro. This is a much faster variant than anything I've played with in ages. We are getting quick kills. We're going to break down the deck list, talk about the strategies, the synergies held within, demonstrating this within the ranked gameplay footage, wrapping up, of course, with our final thoughts and pack opening. So make sure to like the video, comment, and subscribe to help support the channel. Let's take a look at the deck. Okily dokily, Gruul Aggro in the house. Let's first talk about the deck as a whole. It's a standard best of one deck with a 2.1 average mana value, relying solely, well, not solely, but primarily, I should say, on the creatures. We do have a few non-creatures here, but some of the non-creatures as well actually end up creating creatures of their own, which is really cool. So, going quick, doing a lot of damage directly to our opponent, utilizing +1/+1 counters, trample, instant speed damage to our opponent, or direct damage, right? And then, a little bit of protection and life gain to, match up against the removal and other aggro decks, which is quite nice, right? So, new cards in the deck. The Phoenix Chick as a 1/1 with flying haste. It can't block whenever you attack with 3 or more creatures. You may pay 2. If you do, return it from the graveyard to the battlefield tapped and attacking with a +1/+1 counter on it. Just consistent damage. It's going to, be in there annoying your opponent. It can come back later and get bigger and badder, not only through its ability, but we've also got a couple other ways in the deck to power it up. One of my favorite ways will be the Curion Beast Caller. 2 mana, 2/2. Whenever you cast a creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on it. When it dies, distribute those counters among any number of target creatures you control, which is just incredible, right? So, it's going to get bigger, it's going to get badder whenever you play a creature, and then when it dies, you can put those counters elsewhere, and that's why we mentioned the Phoenix Chick, right? So it's up in the air, getting around our opponents. We also have the ability to put it on trample, so either form of evasion here is quite nice, whether it's flying, whether it's trample, and then as a 3/2 with trample for 2, which is just like, whoa. You have the additional ability to pay 1 more to give it haste and a +1/+1 until the end of turn, which is ridiculous, right? So that can be quick damage off the top of your library, which is quite nice. And, you can put a bunch of +1/+1 counters on it because it has trample. We also have Radha's Firebrand, 2 mana, 3/1, and whenever it attacks target creature defending player controls with power less than its, can't block this turn. Domain for 6, gets +2/+2 until the end of turn. Holy Toledo's, 1 less to activate for each basic land type, right? So, not overly worried about that, but again, late game, it is nice to have that mana sink here for us. What we like here is the, organic evasion that it's providing, basically being unblockable if your opponent has 1 creature, right? And that stops it from defending your whole field, right? Not just the Firebrand, right? Non-legendary, you can stack it. You can shut down multiple blockers from your opponent, which is so good. And again, we can power this up with those +1/+1 counters to make sure that we are always having the biggest creature in play, so our opponent can't block with their biggest creature, right? We have removal within the Lightning Strike, 3 damage to any target. This can also be a form of reach to hit your opponent for, what I hope to be lethal. Either that or removing a high priority creature of theirs. We have Squee, Dubious Monarch for 3 mana, a 2/2 with haste. Whenever it attacks, create a 1/1 red goblin that's also tapped and attacking. And then we can play it from the graveyard by paying 4 and exiling 4 other cards from the graveyard, rather than paying its mana cost, right? So, the replayability here, just like the Phoenix Chick, is nice, and more replayability through the Llanowar Green Widow for 3, a 4/3 with reach and trample, domain for 8, returning it from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. It gains if this permanent would leave the battlefield, exile it instead, and then that will, with the domain, cost 1 less to cast for each land type that we control, right? So that's quite nice, as well as the replayability to make sure that your opponent now not only needs to remove your creatures the first time, but also a second time, or mitigate them by controlling your graveyard, right? So with this being said, those are all the new cards in the deck other than the new Forest, the Painland. It's fine. We've got the life gain through the safekeeping to make up for it, as well as protecting our creatures, which is quite nice, right? So aside from that, it's the aggro deck you all know and love. Kumano, 1 damage. This is really good, right? It's to planeswalkers and to the opponent. Then whenever we cast, we get a +1/+1 counter on our next creature, right? Which is good on the Chick, it's good on the Firebrand, it's fine on the Beast Caller, very good on the Iconoclast. Amazing on Helena and Alina, right? The further we can push this up, the better. More on that on a second. Moving away from that, we have Reckless Stormseeker. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature gets +1/+0, gains haste until the end of turn. Daybound, Nightbound, it gets +2/+0 haste and trample, which is crazy. It itself gets a buff of +1/+1, bringing it to 3/4 here as well. And then Helena and Alina 2/3. First strike, reach. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put X +1/+1 counters where X is her power, which is fantastic. And that creature will also gain haste. So, you know, the further we can push up Helena, the more she will push up our other creatures, right? So, Faces pushing up Helena if we can. Reckless Stormseeker pushing up Helena. The Beast Caller can also put those +1/+1 counters on Helena, which is ridiculous. And, you know, it's just a lot of fun at that point because she can put those counters on the Iconoclast, on the Phoenix Chick, on the Firebrand, right? You know, to get that trample damage through. Even the Green Widow or the Reckless Stormseeker as it's Nightbound. So plenty of trample to go around. And plenty of damage to go around as well. I hope you guys enjoyed the deck tech portion of this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to help support the channel. We will bust into some gameplay now, and then after that, we'll slay this pack, right? Cheers, enjoy. Going first, 3 land and a very good start. We're gonna have to take some damage here, but that's fine. No, we do not. As long as this doesn't get removed, we're in good shape. We do have the protection. I'm going to keep the Green Widow until next turn. Attack first, dodge their removal. I wish I had another protection spell here, let me tell you. They may still interact with the Firebrand. Down to 8. This is hard without creature lands. Bankbuster doesn't close out the game, which is good. Ooh. Why don't you have haste? Making the tokens is great. I'm going to keep it in hand, just in case there's a field wipe, right? And then at least we have a creature. 3 mana. Even if it's the new temporal lockdown or whatever, Squee would survive. Interesting. This should be good. Okay. 2 blockers, still okay. Paying for 3. Good game. Going first, yeah. I don't want to play this until 3. So Coast is just in. Or Classed. We're posting it in. It's kind of, I guess, where my mind was at. Playing a little slower than we typically would, but I like to really put that Kumano counter on Helena and Alina. Beast Caller sneaks in as well. A second cut down, you dirty dog. No. Them holding up interaction is not great. Beast Caller goes up. Elena and Alina also enters with the counter. No cut down. This won't be able to cut down either. It enters with it. It could counter it. Okay. I mean, they're still able to interact easily, I feel. Bouncing the Beast Caller. Nice play. More land out. Let's play the Caller. Draw and discard. Push up the Caller. So pushing up the Caller with Helena is crazy cool because when it dies, it transfers those counters. And they can be transferred to Helena, which just, makes the whole situation that much worse. The game, they don't get what they want, and we're hitting for a lot of damage here. Going first with 3 Beast Callers. Okay. Starting slow. Right into the Beast Caller, I suppose. A visitor. It's good. It could be exile, right? If they play a white source, I'm nervous. Yikes. Okay. Missing a land drop. Not the greatest. Playing defensively. Another visitor. Double white, reduced by 1 for 3. Oh, it's an exile. On our Caller, they hit for a bunch of life gain. 6 damage down to 12. Yikes. That is unpleasant, dude. Surprisingly, we get the land. Push them both up. We're still in a really bad spot. Chick can't block. It may as well swing. Their life gain is pretty brutal. Okay. Nice. And then, the cherry on top, Machiko. LOL. Hit for 500 life gain damage here. Cool, dude. That's really cool. And they'll do it again next turn as well. Don't forget. Don't forget. We'll probably show ourselves out here. They did very well for themselves. Good game. We can't even block all their attackers, right? Opponent goes first. Lots of land here. We have a fairly aggressive hand. Ooh, I don't like the Drake, though. A 3-2 with trample for 2 is just so good. Nice budget card. Ooh, Vitruzio's so good, too, though. Almost better. Maybe we can get it to switch back and forth, right? Hmm. They could easily connive to a 2. And then just take it with the first strike. The Seeker goes before the Class. Class is a temporary effect. We force them to use it. Right, I'm not just going to give free damage. It being able to defend here is quite nice as well. More land than I'd like. Pushing up the Phoenix check. It can swing for 2. It's unable to block. Again, we force the spell from hand. It's not great, but it forces them to cast on the Vitruzio and not the Drake. They don't get the draw. Right? I mean, it is a 4/4 double strike. That's not great. For our best, though. It's pretty good. Let's put it on the Phoenix chick. They could remove Helena here, potentially. We're down to 2 cards in hand, as are we. They do have interaction. Oh, Lord. Brutal. 8-10 damage here, potentially. We will block with the Iconoclast. Hopefully they don't have trample. Up to 12. Does go to Knight, though. Can we begin our descent? Question mark, question mark. Push out the Phoenix chick. It could be another March. Why wouldn't it be, right? What is that spell? 3, 6, 10, 15, 19 damage. Let's force him to have it, right? It's either another march or I think we miss lethal by 1. And I guess it depends. Are you serious? 2 marches in a row. Wow. Good game, dude. That was really lucky. Like, in what world? We forced them to have it. They did. Fantastic game. We'll let them swing for lethal. Unless they're going to keep passing. I mean, they already had lethal. I don't know what they're... There we go. I mean, it's just such a hard habit to break up. Play those lands first, right? Play those lands. It was a really good game, really close game for sure as well. All right, we get to go first here. I'm not going to play this until 2. Then our squee can come out guns blazing right into removal. Whatever, just go for it. Just go for it, dude. Maybe it was only a cut down. Decent. Trespasser's cool. Nothing in the grave. I'm going to toss the Beast Collar. I know it sucks, but I need to keep the safekeeping. We'll just pummel in. As long as there's no meat hook. Don't do it. As long as there's no meat hook. Last famous words, right? All right, all right, all right. 5th land off the top. We keep up to mail safekeeping. Down to 3. 5 mana. As long as it's not a second meat hook. A meat cook. Jesus. Going first, no red lands. All right, we'll pretend we're a mono green deck, I guess. Forest, go. Double Beast Collar, right? You just sometimes don't ignore that. That's a good thing. Oh, beautiful. On 3, we'll double down. Ooh, Kami. I hate the exile, dude. This is good for the Firebrand. Freaking hate the exile, Randy. Oh, frig off, Washington. Don't you? Don't you? Okay. Problematic. The big booty. Probably attack with it. I mean, you've got life gain, right? Yep. I mean, I'll take the damage. I'm nervous here, though. I don't care if they're dealing damage. I don't really like the life gain that they potentially have, but whatever. Kumano comes out, and that's cool. Maybe we should have lightning strike to the life gain. Only one red source, and we needed the token from Kumano on the firebrand. And they just have a replacement anyways, Doug. Cool. Shuffler's fine. I don't want to hear anything about it. Triple life gain source against an aggro deck. Nothing to see here, kids. We can just punish them, though. Not really. I guess the beast callers can, at this point, die and put their counters on the firebrand. Uh-oh, that is actually bad. Maybe I should kill that instead. Because there's enough life gain, we can't deal with it anyways. But this visitor's going to push them up. But how do you ignore this? Oh, Lord. You can't. You don't ignore it. That's the answer. Next turn. Because it's easy for them to double. Like, I don't have the safekeeping up. Oh. That is problematic, to say the least. That is super problematic. Hopefully they try to get the kill on it. I guess we should have went in with the beast callers too. Maybe. Probably. We'll send the naturalist to the grave first so the Kami doesn't go into hand. And they get exiled anyways because etching is in play. Brings down Catilda to a more manageable state. We still have a ton of work to like get after here. But this 10-8 Firebrand is definitely gonna, help out. Thanks, dude. Nice. I think that nice was for them, not for me. I think they just niced themselves. Hindsight and all. My lord. That's not what we wanted. We just need to make a move. I guess the first strike actually should have defended against the Naturalist. And the Stormseeker could have went in. They're at 10. Oh man, they're at 16. This is close. That's a good top deck. I was going to give it trample, but changed my mind last minute. We still hit for so much. They go up to 20. But we get a massive amount of damage. That drops Catilda. They're down to 1 anyways, back up to 5. How did we come back to win this? Push up the collars. We're going to give them both trample. That's aggressive. Holy Toledos. That's a lot of damage. Woo! Good game. Our opponent is going first. I say, let's go for it. Probably still going with the Beast color first. Playing the Firebrands on top. That is good. Hopefully the push to 3 is enough. They may have a lightning strike. We can get protection up. That's going to be ideal. Gruul, discarding Haughty Djinn for Fading Hope. Interesting. Land out, collar out. Still hit for 2. Screw you, dude. I'm the aggro back here, huh? We got some life gain. No blocks. It's all yours. Fourth land. Electrostatic infantry. Nice. My turn. Land in play. Beast color out. Push up the other. Boom. Phoenix chick out. Push them both up as well. Hold up safekeeping. Slam in. It's going to be a 2-3. If not higher. We get the damage, hitting for 5, down to 12. Impulse. Just pushing it up. I think Impulse is a very good card. Impulse, Joint Exploration, and just like anything else in your deck, you're going to do okay. Ah, the Djinn. Interesting. 3/4 with flying. That's a big booty. Are they playing defensively? Or are they going in more offensively here? 2 cards in hand. No blocks. I could literally care less. You say that now, but let's see how you feel about that in a few turns, HGG. 12, our turn. Firebrand. Push up the collars. Swing in with the team. Djinn blocks the Phoenix chick. They take 9. We get the Bloodthirsty. That's it. Okay. Is there a lightning strike? We just get it. Let's play Kumano, take them down to 6. End our turn. Straight to the choppers, dude, huh? Audacious. We're at 9. Hey, maybe they get it. I don't know. I mean, the Djinn is hitting for 4. I cannot block it. Interesting. The plot thickens. Do they get it? Bloodthirsty gets kicked. Nice. They pay 3. Recast Lightning Strike from the hand. Well, I guess from the graveyard into exile. That goes to the choppers as well, but it brings down the Djinn because the card left the grave. Math. The life gain saves us, and we taking him home, baby. All right. I guess we keep it. We'll just play slow. Kumano, Iconoclast. Oh, Never mind. Well, maybe that actually is the play. Because this will be a big booty. It may have single target, though. Human deck? Human slash soldiers? Leaving it there might be a mistake. Maybe we should have taken the turn off to kill the valiant veteran, but meh. Probably a mistake. Let's be honest. This is a race we might lose. They might trade. No, they just take it. Interesting. Ah, I understand now. One brutal Cathar. Okay, they get the train, nothing in the grave. Okay, for 7, that is big. Let's take brutal, grab our creature back. I'll swing in for 2, just to try not to break pace too much. Two cards in hand. We have pretty decent blocks. They want the train. Interesting. They've just lost their thing, so we can go ahead and take that. Wait a minute. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so let's say they block this for 3. Well, they still have cards in hand. Wonder what these cards are. Let's take the Sun Gold. Because the veteran won't train the initiate. Oh, to exile, so thank the Lord on that. Life gain's still very good, though. Interesting. I don't think that was a very good block. Right, like why not keep the life gain creature to attack with later? It's Try to take the initiate. They may have removal here. No, we get it. Wow. Good game. And those counters go to the trample creature. I think I might want to put one on the Kumano to defend, but nice. Holy Toledos. So, new cards. I love it. It's actually fun to play this game again. I understand that the meta will cement in the coming days, but for now, we can be as creative as we want. I feel like we can literally brew and play any deck we want while ranking up and not running into that brick wall that is the top meta decks, which I'm still sure that we will find out more about those soon as we progress and, do a little bit more exploration through these cards because, as cool as it would be to say, oh, I solved it day one, you need to test it against other things, and it's just a process that takes time, right? So I do think that this deck is a contender. How could we edit it, right? How could we make it even more of a contender, right? Let me know in the comments below. Of course, we do have our pack opening to get to, so let's tear into it. All right, here we are. This is a Midnight Hunt pack. Ba-ba-da-boop. One set booster coming up. I feel like these packs are so much different than my other packs. I don't know why, and I have a hard time getting into these packs. Like, I have to actually tear it at this, and then the seam doesn't even tear right. Why are you doing this to me? But they're going to make up for it. They're going to make up for it with a meat hook, right? There's going to be a meat hook inside. The art card is backwards. It is a Seasoned Cathar. I love the art cards, right? These are literally the best. Holy high res much, dude. That's so good. So loving the art card. Also loving the full art lands, right? Those are just phenomenal as far as helping to recuperate some of those losses on the pack. Put these down here. The Novice. Ooh, this is actually quite good. People are breaking this, bringing things back. We don't really care for that. We've lost to it many times. The Rejuvenator. Rise of the Ants, yes. Turn the Earth, we don't really care too much. Spell Ruin. The Gale Drifter. Covert. Old Sticky Fingers, I like this card. It could be a lot better though. It's not something that I've seen played competitively much. All from the Cellar. And then a Firemane Angel, this is interesting. This must be from the list, right? Let's see if we can get this focused. Come on. This is a, I can't even read, a 4/3 with flying and first strike at the beginning of your upkeep. If Firemane Angel is in the graveyard or in play, you may gain 1 life. Oh my gosh, pay 10, return it from the graveyard to play. This ability only during your upkeep. Ooh, and it doesn't have haste. Dang, dude, I don't know about that. It's only a 4/3 as well, and it costs 6. Okay, question mark. We do get a land, and we do get Old Sticky Fingers here as well, with our art card as well. Not bad. Not bad. I don't know about this Firemane Angel. I guess it's an angel, so that's good. Maybe you could reduce the cost of it, but I'm going to have to look into that more. Woof. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out my other Dominaria United decks as well in the recent uploads. Can't wait to see you there. Take care.